Good morning, everybody. That's absolutely right, McGraw. Don't worry. Buy the dip. Right? Blood clot. Don't worry. It's okay. Step up and get your vaccine. The market doesn't care if you die. Anyway, I guess that was the blood clot news, and it was like, oh, buying opportunity at support. Right back up again. All right. So 1 sec, guys. So yesterday, the assumption was it was going to be a boring day, and that sure fit the bill with one of the narrowest days that we've seen in a while. A lot of chop back and forth, but hey, things didn't dip. They had to pay up at the end of the day, and there was a little spurt into the end of the day there, right there, and a little break to under the prior lows just for good measure for a little baby shakeout, and then right back up again. So, yep, buy the dip. No worries. Kind of like the real estate market back in some time. You know, don't worry about prices; they'll just keep going up, and you know, prices continuing to move. We'll see where today winds up, but just like in the chart of the week, getting far away from the moving averages, which is not so much about the moving averages. We call them visual aids. We can trade without them. But as prices accelerate to the upside, historically, we know that the odds of a retracement is increasing. So it hasn't started yet. And at some point it will. And so the thing for us as professional traders and investors is to be objective and to recognize that historically prices do retrace. And when they do, at times they can do it violently, and individual stocks can happen at a much higher percentage of a pullback than what the markets do. So, just looking at the distance from the moving averages when prices begin to accelerate, especially when they start to go vertical, and this is vertical from a consolidation, that's okay. Now, when it didn't pull back and it's continuing, so, and as it continues to move higher, the probability of retracements increase. Doesn't mean, that we can't participate in the markets. Of course, we can. We look at stocks showing relative weakness. Those might be shorts. Those that have climactic type of runs higher could be shorts, especially intraday. If you own a particular stock that you want to sell covered calls on, or lots of different vehicles, right? So let's take that point that at some point prices are going to pull back. And so basically where they closed yesterday, the futures and Dow, a little bit of a stall in momentum. And actually, this is kind of positive in that when we talk about prices accelerating and moving averages pulling apart from each other, this isn't that far from the 20. And what we're really focused on is, well, how far away is it from price support? Really not so much the 20. As I said, that's a visual aid. And the reason being is that if you got some congestion underneath, it's something that could act as a foundation or somewhere for prices to bounce off of. Now, when corrections do begin, I think this is obviously a much smaller time frame, but as prices slice through what was new support, that's not positive, and that's not bouncing all the way back up like the S&Ps did. And so a short-term concern for this particular tradable instrument. NASDAQ. Oh, blood clots, buy. Right. Johnson and Johnson is part of the Dow, and that helped drag it down. So you can say, well, why doesn't the Dow pop back up like the others? Well, because Johnson and Johnson is still hanging lower. Didn't go that much lower, you know. Well, the talking heads are saying, don't worry about it. Wasn't your kid, right? Wasn't your parent, wasn't your better half that's got the blood clot. So don't worry about it. Go get your vaccine. So pop up new highs there, and yeah, only 6 in a million. Hey, I think that's better odds than the lotto, right? And coming up to the topping tail, so we got to be concerned, recognize it, and say that that is a possible place where others sell into as it rallies up, especially after a straight up move. So we'll see. A little slowing in momentum there on the 5-minute. You can see those topping tails and red bars are pretty close together. So that's how we reach slowing momentum within that time frame. But it started out from a consolidation. I assume, well, this is how you combine multiple time frames and concepts. And so if I was looking at this on the 5-minute and I saw that, it's like, oh, great. Momentum move coming out of a base, tight moving averages. Should go higher. Now, I look at higher time frames to see what's to the left, and I see it's directly into this topping tail bar. And this topping tail has never been tested before. It's the first time. So the combination of the 5-minute and the daily aren't in alignment. Whereas as if, this began to happen down here, that would be super bullish. The combination of a daily and an igniting type of a pattern intraday, whereas the daily's been going up for a while, up into resistance, and now we see this, right? Not so much bearish as if this had been rallying and you had this kind of a picture on the 5-minute and the daily. So different combination of multiple time frame alignments or not totally in alignment points us in different directions as to our bias. Right? Now, we'll see where this ends the day. As always, topping tail bar, near a topping tail bar, suggests retracement. A lot of common sense here. All right, Russell. So, retesting the low. Little blood clot action there and back up again, but we'll see if this actually can hold. And as I look at this, well, if it holds and is a bottoming tail bar, maybe the Russell, has some limited upside, but there's a retest there. Whereas if it ends the day with a red bar closing at the low, that suggests the scenario of the measured move lower that we talked about earlier. And bonds flattish here, just doing nothing. 10-year, a little pop and pullback, not much of anything going on there. And oil, pretty dead in the water. And so the oil stock started out up on the day yesterday. I was looking at some of the ETFs, which maybe this can still turn around. It's something I was interested in. Was seeing over the weekend that it was retesting this pivot low and rising 50 MA, but they couldn't hold on to the gain. So I'm not so sure if this can hold, but if we could get a green day here, a bullish 180 reversal, I would like that as a long setup. And gold, kind of grinding here. And so here's a scenario where the moving averages are coming together versus here they were falling further apart, right? And this coming up down into support and then a retest. So as we approach every concept at Master Trader, moving average separation or being close together converging. That's one concept. Right? Multiple time frames is another, relative strength and weakness, and so on. So here they're coming together, which suggests that this is getting closer to making a more significant move. And silver, right? Getting moving averages getting closer together. The 50 is still way up here. And anytime we see a moving average, we look to the left to see if it's in alignment with anything. And here it is. So at the end of the day, what we're interested in is, as always, does the daily bar look like it does now? Is it a topping tail? But if it looks like this, that suggests it's going to go higher, up toward the top of that range. And lastly, our transports just continues to do well. Be interesting to see what they do here today. This vaccine blood clot news put a little hurt on some of the stay-at-home stocks. So that's much the cruise lines and airlines and so on. So that might put a little damper on this, and we'll see if this turns back down. Yeah, McGraw, the green line is a simple 50 moving average. The red line is a simple 200-day moving average. And the blue line is a simple 20-day moving average. And so on the weekly chart, the blue line's a 20, which is equal to a 100. So I know where the 100 is as well. It's the same thing over here. All right, so today, potential to be a reversal day. Based on what, we looked at the location of where prices are. We already know that prices are up quite a bit over a short amount of time. So the odds of some type of retracement are growing. And that was the blood clot news. And that was the market saying, who gives a damn? And right back up again. And we'll see where this ends up. But I don't know if this, so we talk about 1, 2, 3 continuation pattern, something similar to this. This is a good, it's not exactly a 1, 2, 3 textbook wise, but it's after a pullback, where this is after multiple bars running higher. I'm not saying this can't go up, but it's not the type of 1, 2, 3 that has the high probability of a larger move. Hear me, I put the 10 period moving average on a monthly time frame, which is equivalent to the 200 on the daily. All righty. Or yours, Dan.
Did you say you're done?
I did.
All righty, good morning. Yeah, I right when the CPI came out, it was kind of a muted reaction. And then I just see the Qs ripping. I'm like, what is up with this? I'm no fundamentalist, so why are the Qs ripping? I don't know.
Blood clot.
Yeah, oh, okay. Makes sense to me. But yeah, as Greg said, it's just what people are programmed to do right now. It's the playbook. If Corona gets better, you do this. If it gets worse, you do that. So cruise ships down, jets down, as he said, stay at home stocks. So it's just a playbook. But I do like. I already had Zoom posted. I'll wait for the alarm to go off. A bottoming pattern, T-Doc. I canceled it yesterday because of the deep retracement. But if it can still get over this tail, then I like it again. Daku, I went and posted that. That one's that I gave a limit of the credit. Sloppy bottoming pattern, but it's finally gapping over 3 bars here. 20 MA flat, so it's a bottoming pattern. It's not a directional. Our Tesla, we sold a put spread yesterday. That was the best looking fang all day long for a new trade. And I had it on my list to do a directional today. And, you see it at 1050 right now. So do I want to pay 1050 more than yesterday? Not really, but that's still on my long list. Myrna, we have a put spread, closed with a 1-2-3. I tightened the stop to the 30-minute low. And looking at our opens, well, I see Chewy down here a little bit. Why is Chewy gapping down? We haven't added the money put spread on that. The only other potential problem child I see today is Nlock. That had a beautiful close. I have no idea why it's gapping down here today. None whatsoever. All right, so that's gapping under the stop. So let me, I'm just gonna kind of, typically we have a 30-minute low rule. I'm just gonna arbitrarily make it 15 now. Yeah, Chewy. Yeah, there had to be something up. Hey Tiff, we goofed. I think I saw that this had earnings, so we held that over earnings. It's not moving. Yeah, but that's that downgrade. That's a big move. It has to be something worse than that. Bitcoin all-time highs here. So this BITW, I like this as a directional long. So yeah, I like the chart of Riot better than Mara. Mara's stronger in the sense of the relationship with the 2050, but in terms of a new trade, put spread or whatever, I like Riot better. Let's see, YouTube, couple of questions here. TerX, yeah, TerX I have right here, and the first one on my list. And I don't know what the heck happened yesterday. My gosh, $100 down to 18. What the heck happened there? But anyway, there's nothing on the daily. But you see that big bar, it's gapping up. This could very well turn out to be a 30-minute high day trade. So I'll keep an eye on that, sure. BPZ, XYL. XYL, it is a breakout. I personally don't like the way it slops around, so it's not my style, but it's in a strong uptrend. DPZ getting a little far from the 20. I think we can find better. Power RTX. It's a 1-2-3 and a strong uptrend. RTX over the higher of these two bars is fine. Stolled Coke, AVI. Yeah, bottoming pattern. Hey, where's Debbie? Debbie would be all over that. Yeah, that's a beautiful bottoming pattern. I'm gonna put that in a window. AVI. Sold. It's consolidating in a strong uptrend. It's a watch. Coke. It's in a trading range in an uptrend, but just glancing at the monthly over here, I don't think that's a big target. And Coke is usually a slug. Does anybody remember the gold stock that one of you mentioned was a 1-2-3? I thought I put it on my list here, and I don't. I must have deleted it. No, it's not a 1-2-3. All right, DACA, we talked about LGBN. Bottoming pattern, it's worth watching. KL. It might have been KL, and it just got a little deeper into the day. It very well could have been. Okay, Ron is confirming that. This one is a 123, Emmanuel, but too far from the 20 in support. Yeah, so I agree. It must have been KL. Retracement's a little deep. MGA here, popping pre-market. When I noticed it this morning, it was only 92, and then my target would have been 95. So see now, it ran too much. I got no interest in that anymore. AFA marijuana stocks are still weak. That's a stay away sector for now, but there'll be a time where we're going to be interested again. I read in the journal today that New Mexico governor signed into law legalizing it. He's reducing his position. Like, my reaction to that, Austin, is who the heck cares about Kramer reducing his position? You know what I mean? That just is 100% meaningless to me. Now, Warren Buffett, maybe, we know he'll move the market. NBCR, like, what the heck happened? What the heck happened here? This was another bottoming pattern. There was no something bar yet, but it's a bottoming pattern. And they must have, I don't know what they did. Is that a bio and they're working on cancer or something? Yeah, no, Austin, I wasn't picking on you at all. I'm laughing at Kramer making that, you know, like a newsworthy event. That's what I'm laughing at. Workday, gap up, yeah, looks fantastic. I like it. Uh, putting that right here. This AGC that I had there, the news was saying that this is the biggest SPAC now. This is the Uber. See, I said Uber because that's how Greg pronounces it. He likes, he's from New York. He puts a Y in the front of things. Uber is the Uber of China, is it? Or Europe? I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's gapped up here. We'll keep an eye on it. John, we're in Tesla, but I like Workday. I like Workday a lot. 30-minute high for a directional, but also right out of the gate. McGraw, can I assign this to you? Get us on a put spread? I'll put it in the window because I know sometimes you like to play on the farm in the middle. In the middle. Why can't I talk to them in the morning? NVIDIA, we knew something was up yesterday, and I read in the journal today that they're coming out, or they did come out with something that they're going to compete more directly head on with Intel. So that hence the negative reaction yesterday. We were watching it in the green room. But NVIDIA, even though it's at some of these prior highs, this was bullish consolidation with a continuation. That was bullish consolidation. Look at the volume. If we can get a put spread under yesterday's low, I would be open to that. So RCL, gapping down again. These things couldn't hold yesterday. And Kramer was on the news saying, oh, don't worry about it. If you dump your cruise ship stocks, you're going to regret it. I guess that's just paid entertainment, but you never hear me talking like that. TCOM, it's garbage. There's nothing to do there. I thought they had earnings. Zuo. Well, the daily's neutral, but look at it. The monthly might go to $20. Let's keep an eye on Zoo. It might take a couple days. Yeah, Upwork's already posted, John. Put spread over the highs. Synopsis, I forget the news, maybe upgrade or earnings or whatever. I don't know, but there's no pattern. $32. Bullish, sloppy downtrend, but today's the something bar. I don't know. There's no great price for it. You see what I'm doing here is trying to get rid of things. Otherwise, you get too cluttered at the open. This was on our list yesterday, so I left it here. Ben, ascending triangle. Debbie will disagree with my pronunciation, but that's what it is. So Ben looks great. FedEx got an upgrade. No pattern. VNOM bottoming pattern, nothing to do. FANG, we talked about. We're in it. Riot, we talked about. Riley, gapping up $67, no pattern. This had earnings, Schwab, no pattern, but we'll come back to it. Yeah, my alarm just went off on Upwork. Yeah, that looks great. For I don't trade in the first 5 minutes, which will on rare exceptions, but maybe 5, 10, 15-minute high for a directional I like. But also, I wouldn't mind doing our put spread now because it's probably going to require a retracement to get filled. Shoot, what happened? Oh, I think I deleted it. All right, here it is. All right, never mind. I got it. So this was in the weekend letter. So let's just assess it together right now. Ascending.